While the hosts and guests are encouraged to express their views, they don't necessarily reflect those of the management of Portland Sports Network, but they likely do.
Good morning, Panther fans. You're listening to Off the Rails Sports Saturday here on the Portland Sports Network. I'm your host, Coach Miguel Medeiros. I'm here along with Coach John Thayer running the board and your voice of the you turned me down. I was like, oh, I disappeared. And the voice of Panther basketball and baseball, Kyle Eden. Good morning, guys. How are we doing?
Doing great. How are you?
I'm good. Waiting to hear.
Sorry. I'm doing good. Sorry. Thank you for asking. Thank you for showing that concern.
Any plans for today?
Yes, I am. Yes, I do have plans for today.
That's all you're going to say.
For the last week and a half or more, we have put on the endeavor of let's repaint the whole inside of the house, every room, every nook, every cranny. And, while you're at it, try to fill up all them nail holes and try to fix all the damage in the walls. And I knew going in, you're doing too much. But we'd already committed. We're doing it. And I realized my age now.
Yeah.
And I realized I hate painting. I hate it.
Painting is not good.
Every single bit of it. And we're still not done. And while we're at it, let's say, hey, let's just move some things around, while we've got all this going on. So then you got all that back stress going on. And so, yeah, get out of here and got to go back and
do it again.
Get started, get back on
it. All day thing.
It's an all month thing, it seems like.
Well, today our broadcast, we have our guest today is Jamie White, who is the director of Parks and Recreation here for Portland. And I appreciate you, Jamie, for coming in. It's always a pleasure bringing you on each year. I think you've been on every year that we've had this. And I know the big thing coming in today or this year for Portland was the splash pad. We did away with the swimming pool. It was old, and by the time you repaired everything that needed to be repaired, it would have cost more to, it would have been more expensive to just repair it than to do what y'all did, and that is to bring in the splash pad and everything. But we'll talk about that a little bit. Tell us a little bit about yourself, kind of who you are, how long you've been the director, and how you kind of got into that role, and were you inspired to kind of pursue that career, or it just kind of fell into your lap? So.
Well, man, good morning.
Good morning.
Appreciate it.
I didn't tell you good morning today. I'm sorry.
Appreciate the invite. Man, I've been working in Parks and Rec, I guess, since high school. Refereed, maintenance, lifeguarded, score kept, umpired, about every aspect of that park as long as I can remember. Graduated from Western Kentucky with a degree in recreation management. Went over to East Tennessee for a little bit at Fairfield Glade.
Yep.
And really enjoyed the private recreation.
That's on the east side of Cookeville.
It's in Crossville.
Yeah, Crossville.
And then made my way back to Portland. Been back with the city of Portland now for about 20 years, and Parks Director for 10 of that 20.
Wow. So kind of, for the people who listen, kind of take us through a typical day for the director of Parks and Recreation.
Oh man, you never know. That's the fun. That's the fun part about it. You can have a game plan, and it just depends. Usually, like on a Monday morning, we're finishing up timesheets, getting everybody paid for the week, having a staff meeting, and I go over to City Hall. Mayor Callis has every Monday morning staff meeting with the department heads. Just keep everything. A lot of information, what Parks has going on street, so we all know kind of what our week looks like.
Yep.
And then just communicating with my supervisors on what they have going on, and usually start prepping for whatever weekend event we might have. Currently, we finished up the T-deck grant on the splash pad, and now we're right in the middle of hopefully be awarded a second $3 million grant that would go towards a playground,
Oh,
pickleball, outdoor tennis courts, and redo the LED lighting.
what area would those?
It would be
They be at Richland.
It would be at the location where the pool was at.
Okay.
That way we can utilize parking and restrooms at the gym. Here the last couple of weeks been real heavy. Last couple of months been real heavy on the construction plans for Richland Gym bathrooms.
Okay.
We're about finalized them. They'll be coming out for bid hopefully for the end of the week.
Wow.
And you just got done with basically the baseball, softball season.
Just got done, and now
All stars are pretty much
they're
over.
done. Now football has started, and soccer has started. Middle school soccer team will have their first scrimmage Tuesday.
They play over there.
They do.
Wow.
Well, they. It's a mixture now. We've been working on this for a long time. A lot of their games are hosted at the high school field.
Okay.
They practice and scrimmage at Richland. There is one date of conflict that they will have one game at Richland Park this year.
Because the high school has a game
The
probably.
high school has a game, and that's a good atmosphere for those kids to be on the.
I agree.
You get to play at
The
the field.
varsity
Yeah, oh,
field.
yeah, most definitely. Yeah.
Been rooting for that for many years. I remember as a kid, any chance we had to step
be
on
with the big
any
boys.
to step on any of the high school facilities.
Yeah.
And I remember as a kid that meant a lot. And so I was real happy to see that go through. In the last couple of seasons, they've had a good relationship, and they're playing their games and the high school benefits off a gate and concessions.
Oh,
So
okay.
win-win for both sides.
So the gate does go to.
It does.
It doesn't go back to the middle school for
No,
them
it
to.
goes to the high school.
Okay. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So you would think that I understand the concessions because it's the concessions money. That's the high school's money going to the concessions, and that's where that goes. But you would think the gate would go back to the middle school.
Now, I can't
to give
say
them,
that a percent.
I got you. Okay.
Something's got to work out for our referees, I would think.
Yeah. I mean, how do you?
Well, we get all our gate
Okay.
because we got to pay the refs, the umpires, and
Yeah,
our
after the
Yeah.
expenses.
For
Yeah.
middle school baseball, I was going to say,
and then the concession the high school does. We don't have anything to do with it because there
Right.
are just too many.
yeah.
But how much we got back, how much they got back, and I just in good conscience couldn't make the parents work it when I didn't know for sure we were getting back anything. Then some people go, well, you get the right to play on the high school field. Well, the high school field wasn't even a thought until certain people built
Yeah.
the field. So don't come to me with that because we'd still be over at Meadowbrook. Remember, because that's where the high school field used to be. So
Oh, no, I remember.
yeah. So there's times that you should work
Dust
with
Bowl.
community members that help put the stuff over there in the first
Yeah.
place, even though they're not quote a coach of the high school. So we got a good running with all the past high school coaches. We had no problems at all. It's just they do concession. We don't furnish workers. Well, Donna does concessions, the quarterback club. So we don't furnish workers. We do our gate to help pay for our umpires, and then we just maintain the field, and we do that throughout the year anyway.
Man, it's a win-win for everybody.
Yeah, and we try to get some funds. Like we pick a project, like the backstop pad. The middle school bought that and put it up.
Okay.
So we try every year. We're not stupid. We know what needs to be done and not needs to be done. So we try to hustle some money to give something to the field.
Right.
Like right now, what they need is some conduit run all the way down to backstop, because right now they got extension cords running and it looks so tacky.
Yeah, that's never good.
No, and it looks so bad, man. You'll be sitting there coaching third, and there'll be little runs coming down, and I want to just call timeout and go fix it, straighten it up. But that needs to be done, and then obviously your painting and all that kind of stuff and maintenance. But that's the way it works at the high school baseball field. For now, we got a new baseball coach, so he might say no. Can't do that, and that's fine. I'll be calling you and saying, "Can we play on
And
one of
you're
your
so
fields?"
right. It does. It does go with coaches.
Right.
I mean, I have seen over the 20 years some coach.
I've seen coaches not allow you to come on, step on this football.
Well, remember
field out
when
here.
long ago, this was the Pee Wee football field, except for when it was rainy.
Yeah.
But I think over there is better though in the long run, since so many teams. Back when when you played Pee Wee, you played Pee Wee football, didn't you? I know you did.
I did.
Everybody does.
I was out there.
Yeah, the Chiefs and the Colts and the
Yeah,
Rams,
absolutely.
and but there was only 4 teams or something, so there wasn't a lot of wear on the field. And we practiced over at the elementary school
What,
down the
Hartford?
road. Yeah, so we practiced there all the time. So we only used it on Saturdays, and it was just 2 games. So that
Yeah, we
wasn't
wasn't
now.
doing much damage.
Yeah, so nowadays there's just so many different levels over there. In practices, it's better to be at your facility for sure. And you've done a good job letting them do it, like having open arms,
Absolutely.
doing it, and then you let them, like they're putting a new press box and stuff in there. And I don't know if the city's tipped into that or they're doing it all out of their pocket. It acts like they're doing it out of their pocket, but I don't know.
It's
Joint-
a combination.
is it? But you let them. The key is you work with people.
Man, it's all about the kids.
That's why I'm waiting for you to put a turf field on one of the old bigger fields so we can actually inherit it as a middle school
That'd be
field.
nice.
How much was your department involved in that as far as that press box?
The city, we made a $25,000 investment.
Oh, really?
We bought the building package, and we had a project that we've been wanting to do for a while. We piggybacked on that, and we put ADA sidewalks in.
Okay.
And then the rest has been, we've been coordinating with them. We've been out there day to day on that project, but the
Okay.
rest of it's been PYFL with volunteers and their companies, Jet and Property, and that was we've talked about it for 15 years.
Really? Wow.
Absolutely, and just trying to make it work. And this year we got the right people in the room at the right time, and the city made a financial investment of $25,000.
That's pretty good.
Well, I can sit there and tell you that I think I got involved with PYFL back in 2001 or 2 is when Emilio started playing. And we played on that field right there as soon as you come into the park on the left.
Yep.
And there was a press box there. It was big enough to hold about 3 or 4 people to stand up there. It wasn't nothing major. You practice over there, what I call the hidden field.
Yeah, absolutely.
Behind the maintenance department and the big hill behind the playground and all that. That's where all 3 teams, age groups, sat there and practice. And but to watch it move to where it's at, the field move where it's at, then to put up the structure that it had, and now to watch this structure going in, it's just great to sit there and see something like that being done. You can see the progress of the programming and what the city has done to help with all that. And the soccer fields, for it to sit there and to start to develop like they are and everything. Just the park where there is just really, I feel bad because we went over there, me and John went over there about a month or so ago to broadcast, was it 10 and under baseball game?
Boyd's group, what is that? 10 and under, I think? Yeah.
And
The bananas.
that's the first time I've been over there in years, I'm like, man, they play all their games down here on these fields when it was the other fields that you played on mostly, and those fields didn't come about till late into Emilio and Elena's baseball, softball
Right.
Career. And then you had 1 or 2 fields down there where we were broadcasting at.
Yeah,
That
they were
was a
more
that was-
age-dependent
it was
fields.
the- it
They've
was-
done a good job of
it was just
making
a
them
practice
smaller
field
for
is
that
what they
kids.
were
Yeah.
at that time. But to come out and see how everything is developed and it just the new road going in the back way. That way everybody's not trying to get out one way,
That was a huge.
Oh, that's big.
Thing to put
On a
it out
Saturday,
there
on a
to
Saturday
fin- to
game,
finish
everybody's
that
trying to
up.
come in and come out and you're trying to collect gate and everything
Man,
right there.
You really don't want 2 ways in, 2 ways out.
Yeah, that drives me nuts driving on my bike too, because it used to be that fence there, and you just go by the gate. Now you got to slow down and kind of look both back and forth.
We started getting 50,000 cars a month at the park,
Wow.
and that was a lot of stress put on Portland Boulevard.
Yeah,
And it just, we've had it in the works for a few years, and then with the support of city council, they gave us some money, and man, that road's in. We still got some work to do to it. We still need another top coat on it for the big vehicles, and then the speed bumps are coming, the signage is coming, the lighting's coming, but a good start, and it'll be very helpful this fall.
Wow.
Yeah,
When
football
we
and
have
stuff.
a soccer football day on the same day,
Gets crowded quick, don't it?
man, we're upwards of 7,500 to 8,000 cars in the park in one day.
Really?
Well, the big thing before I forget is your staff. Because my wife goes over there and works out, walks and jogs some, and I ride my bike. And when they're riding lawnmowers, they stop the lawnmower, like when they're close to the
Yeah.
track, and they let you get by. Of course, on a bike, I just tell them keep going because they should, but they're polite. And my wife says sometimes on really hot days, some of them even said, "Do you want a water?" And I mean, they were sincere. They wasn't being smart like, "What are you doing out here, dumb old lady? It's too hot." But they're always very polite, always professional.
The views
They-
and expressions
they
of
care.
John Thayer do not necessarily.
Yeah, you know what I mean, and that means a lot. That goes all the way back to you, because you do the hiring and everything, and you had the expectations set out. But I didn't want that to go through the broadcast and me not say, because my wife actually said, make sure you tell them that how they treat the people that's using the park on a daily basis, and that means a lot to a lot of people. I hope it does. It should, because
means a lot,
says a lot
Dave.
about you and your group.
It means a lot to hear it. I mean, we're there for the park user. We just try to make every day a good day for them. And blowing past them on a lawnmower, them scared to death something might get shot.
Well,
out
you
from
never know.
underneath
There
it.
could be a stick or something.
Absolutely, that's not fun. So for both, it's relaxing on the. I mean, it takes some pressure off the staff. Hey, let's just kill the blades, back it down.
That's a good point.
They'll be past you real quick, and then it just makes you feel better as a staff. I mean, we want the park person to have a good experience.
Well, you guys do an awesome
Man,
job.
thank you.
Yeah, I agree.
For real.
What's the most rewarding part of your job, in your opinion?
Man, to hear comments like that.
So I was gonna say,
I mean,
Feedback that's positive
it-
and not
it-
negative.
Man, I've been doing
Not
this.
to be on Hit Portland.
Shoot, that's part of it.
not to be on. Yeah,
That's part of it, man. What we focus on, I talk this to my supervisors and staff every day. Man, let's be the 98% club, not the 2% club. There's 98% of the people out there that really enjoy using the parks. There's a 2% that man's upset. But it's not just they're upset with the park. They're mad that they got caught by a train. They're mad that they got caught by a red light. They're mad that they had to go walk all the way into Circle K.
Yeah.
Let's try not to give all of our energy to that, and let's give our energy to the 98% that, man, appreciate the hard work they put in. Man, are we perfect? Not at all.
That's a good
man,
point.
We're growing at a fast rate at our park system. We are trying to keep up. We've had a lot of construction going on, but what keeps me going is that comment right there, man. I thank you man, appreciate you staff pulling the lawnmower over. That goes a long way.
yeah.
What would you say is the biggest challenge as a park director?
Man, keeping up with the growth. How much land we have, and then it all comes down to the same thing, finances. Man, how much money do you have to spend on your projects?
You're almost kind of like, in my mind, I'm sitting over thinking, you're almost like a city mayor. And here's why. Because
Show me the money.
well, I'm not saying like that. I'm just talking about responsibility here wise. Because what you'll have
Because
is
you got your own town that you're
you got your own
responsible for.
town, and nobody's going to go to the mayor or to the council and go, hey, we want this or that. They're coming to Jamie White and going, hey, have you ever thought about this? Or they catch you out at the park. Hey, why don't we have something over here and do this and do this? So then you have to go to the mayor and the city council or tell them, hey, you have to come to the council meeting, bring it up and everything, But I guarantee you got a ton of people that come up to you just out of the blue if they know that you're the parks and director and everything and go, hey, is there any way we can get this? Hey, is there any way we can get
A
this?
couple times a week. Yeah, a couple times.
And so I know Mike Callis probably walk around town. I'm waiting for your podcast. You and Donna. I don't tell Donna you
No,
wait
I
for your
don't.
podcast.
I don't want to mess up everything.
But I'm sure Mike walks around, and gets hit up. He goes to lunch or wherever he goes, and I'm sure he gets hit up on, why are we doing this and why is this happening and da 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 da. But I just sitting here thinking it's kind of what I'm sure you have to not take requests, but I know you'll stand there and listen to what people have to say. Especially if it has to deal with the parks and everything, so you can either make it better or see if you can improve it and everything. But I know a lot of it is a lot of people go, well, he's Parks and Recreation, let's go ask him. But it's just like you ain't got a open wallet. Just, oh yeah, sure, we can go do this. You have to get it approved and everything.
And that's why we have our community meetings, surveys. We really do want to know, man, what our park users want, and we try to implement it. Now, right now, man, our park system is so fortunate. We have a mayor and city council that gives us 100% support. We've had a lot of growth, and we've got big growth coming.
Well, if you look any survey you see, like they'll say the best towns in Middle Tennessee to live in, or in all of Tennessee, whatever. Anytime you see a survey like that, and they'll tell you what were the criteria that we ranked all this, Parks is in there now.
Especially like
30
walking stuff.
30 years
that's
ago,
really
you may
huge.
not have seen that. May not have been something. I know John's even said that. He said when they was looking for a place to move to, that was part of what he was looking at when they moved. And I think that's what's Mayor Callis and his staff, I think that's what they're realizing, or they've always realized this. Parks is a big part of the city as a whole. It's not just an extra thing or just a deluxe thing that you can have. It's actually part of it. So the fact that to me, that part of it is just as important as any service that the city provides or any other thing that you can think of that cities have to deal with. So I agree. They really support you. And if you watch the council meetings and things like that, I know sometimes you have to kind of come up. I feel like that they're just on board behind you and saying, I don't know how we're going to do this, but let's figure out how we're going to do this.
Yeah, I speak to a lot of parks directors in the area, and I'm blessed of,
Really?
our support.
Really?
Yeah. Sometimes parks falls down. I'm fortunate right now that, man, they give us a lot of support.
I know we've kind of talked about it just kind of as we went through the discussion already, but why do you think parks is so important to the community? Why do you think you got to have that for a community to grow and everything?
Man, it brings you together, first of all. It keeps the kids active. It's our mission to go along with this statement. Man, our mission is to improve the quality of life of our residents. I want you to be able to, I don't care if you're walking the trail or biking the trail or playing at the splash pad or the playground or a soccer game or a softball game or a disc golf or golf at Dogwood Hills or at the dog park, volleyball court, for whatever amount of time you're at the park. If you can just come in and for your amount of time, nothing else matters. Man, that's good for your soul. To just give yourself opportunity. Real world's fast. It's competitive. It's aggressive. If you can come into the park
Get away
system,
from it.
And if it's just your 10-minute, 1 mile walk, if for that 10 minutes,
Man, I wish I could do a walk a mile in 10.
you get to push.
It'd be tough.
You get to push everything to the side, clear your mind, clear
Yeah,
your
and
heart.
you're right, and I think that's one thing society that's really picked up is people getting out and getting their walks and stuff in. That's huge nowadays. When I'm out of town going places, the first thing I do is one, kind of find a place to ride my bike. If not, my second thing is I need a park. I need some place to go be able to walk. And that's just so critical. And I think more and more people in America are starting to get into that kind of thing. So it even magnifies itself even more than before.
It started back 2020. That was a horrible time for us. It was. We don't want to relive it, but what people were finding out, something good was happening outside, and it brought the families back to the park together.
That's a good point.
And ever since then, man, it's been thriving. And it's families, it's lunchtime visits. We have a lot of people just come over for their lunch. Some sit underneath the shade tree, some walk the trail, some bike the trail. Even if it's just a 15 to 30-minute break, and then we have some that, man, spend their evening there 4 nights a week through youth sports. Just when you come in, if you're able just to push everything out and just relax and clear your mind and take some stress out of your life.
And it is still a rule. You walk on the right, and if you pass, you have to go on the left, and you should call out,
Should call out.
especially if you're on a bike, that coming around on your left.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, y'all are on the move.
Yeah,
I mean,
well, I do it every time, and I always apologize. I mean, when they got headsets,
Yeah.
you know, I always say, you don't have to move. I'm just letting you know that I only go through the park to get to the road, you know, Jim Courtney and all that. I use it when I go between. I don't go around
Yeah.
the circles on it, but I still go through it because I'd rather do that than go down the road right. Anytime you can get off a road, you're
Anytime.
in a good spot. But when I do that, sometimes we got people that they don't get their left and right quite worked out, and then and and then you know what I'm saying, I'm coming on your left, and then they don't move, and I go, well, I'm coming on your right now. So, but I almost stop when I pass
As the
people.
biker, be prepared. You know that.
That
be,
crazy.
be prepared to know that, man, because some bikers move at such a high speed.
Yeah,
that
they should not be
walkers-
going through the park fast,
the
in my
walkers
opinion.
don't have a chance to react as fast
Yeah,
as that. I mean,
That's my opinion. That's not really a bike path. I mean, I know, like your little kids,
Yeah.
I'm good with that, right? That's a good place to take your youngins. But if you're a biker, in my opinion, the track's not a bike track. It's you can use it for a go-between. I don't want to be a hypocrite. I use it to get from
yeah.
I come from College Street, by the library, so it's a nice place to go to get off the daggum road.
Yeah. I
But,
usually see you up by about the airport.
Yeah, yeah. See, I'm only using it, but people should slow down.
Slow down.
When they're in that park, and and my wife gives the bikers a hard time that's going around over and over. She just says that this isn't really a deal. Just slow down and respect,
down.
because she'll see an older person get startled, and then she'll get kind of real defensive, like that's just the way I guess the theirs are. We take up for people, but but it's not just a public service announcement. It's not really an older person bike track. You can use it for a go between from point A, point B. Slow down, respect the walkers and the little kids.
And fortunately, it polices itself. And it doesn't happen very often. We've had a couple incidents, and it's bad. So
Right.
when we see bikers, we just kind of give them the, 2 hands out, man. Take it easy. Some of these people's not on the same pace as you.
Yeah.
How does Parks and Rec determine what gets, I guess, the amenities that a community needs? What do you decide? Hey, we need to have pickleball courts. I know you mentioned that's coming. What decides we needed to have a disc golf course? We needed to have of course, splash pad versus swimming pool. We understood that was financial and everything, and you didn't have to hire lifeguards because it's self.
Well, there's a couple
Control.
avenues. The
So-
number one, and then it comes down to you have to have this to have any state funding. It's going to be public meetings, public input meetings, surveys, find out what the public wants. Second way is the conversations with people at the grocery stores and the ball fields, and conversations with your city council and your mayor. That plays a big role into it. Sometimes the just overcrowding at one spot creates growth at another spot. And sometimes it's just you're paying attention to other communities, what they don't have.
Yeah.
So it'd be nice to add it to your park system.
Well, that's
to,
interesting.
To pull, maybe pull some people
Right.
in that they're not using at their local park.
That was my next question was, what's some of your favorite parks that you've been in? Not you don't have to say, well, Portland is the best, what other cities have you been in, looked at their parks and go, man, this is pretty nice? And then what have we, I ain't gonna say stolen ideas from, but what other places have you got ideas from you looked at and go, hey, that would be cool. I think we could do that, And then, what is one of the couple parks that you think?
Where y'all probably drive around, and I mean, that's anytime I go to anywhere traveling, I'm finding their local park and driving
Yep.
through it at all the soccer games or baseball games or basketball games. I'm the park nerd. It's like, man,
I
wonder what
get
their
it.
park looks like.
Yeah.
We have some good parks in this area. I really enjoy Springfields. They've been growing at a fast pace. We've been keeping up with them as far as what they're doing. White House, theirs is a little bit more spread out,
Yeah, yeah.
but busy. Gallatin, Springfield's my last to pay attention to Mount Juliet. Unfortunately, I don't have the budget that
Oh, yeah.
any
Oh,
of
yeah.
the cities I just mentioned have. But I guess there's just
Mount
not,
Juliet's it's starting to become another Brentwood
Yeah.
and everything. It's just 30 minutes from Nashville,
not
so
one
you got
park,
everybody.
but many that
yeah,
anytime you have a chance to be in Bowling Green, I mean, they're high level park systems. That's very nice to go get ideas on what they have going on. But they run a city park and a county park.
Oh, really?
Absolutely.
so how does that differ? Explain that, because I don't want to say it because I'm asking because I don't know. So what would be? We got a city park here. What a county park would be? The county is putting money into it.
The county runs their runs their Parks and Rec system, and then they have a municipal Parks and Rec system.
Yeah.
I mean, Warren County's so big that you would hate just to leave the residents that live outside the city out, so they have a separate Parks and Recreation department funded by the county.
What park do you feel is the most underrated that doesn't get as much love as it should? That you visited?
Springfield. I mean, I'm serious. It's kind of quiet over there. It's got a nice
Yeah, because
lake.
I wouldn't have thought when he was going through that he would have said Springfield. I don't know
Yeah.
why. I just never really.
We paid
Caught
a
me,
lot of
so.
attention to our splash pad development off of Springfield.
Ah,
A lot of similarities on how you get people in, get people out. I mean, I keep an eye on that one.
Where is
Water
their,
features are cool if
Yep.
you can have water features.
where is their park? I go through it to like go to St. Louis to see Dad and
You
everything.
can get
but-
it out. You can get to it off of 41, and you can get off of 25
Okay.
to get over.
Yeah,
to the
then
park.
to the right, then you're
Yep.
going into town. They got ball fields
Nice
over
lake
there and
when you
everything.
drive in. It's got a lot of space. And we've been growing at about the same pace as far as our park amenities. So I've been keeping a close eye on them.
They've got a lot of land
They do.
for that because it's so big. You can come in on the way from here to there, and then if you're going out 41, that's an access up that way. It's I don't know how many acres it is.
And they have a
It's-
secondary park over by Lowe's.
yeah, I didn't even know
That's
about the
where
one
their
by
football
Lowe's.
complex is at. That's
Okay.
where their splash pad's at. That's somewhere their some more sporting stuff's at. Nice football complex for their youth sports. It's right behind Lowe's.
you was talking about your public meetings and your surveys. You get a lot of feedback from that,
We
right?
do.
There's a lot of participation, and that should tell you how important people feel like that is for them. Because
Well,
I've seen where it's crowded in those
Two
meetings sometimes.
years ago, or 2 surveys ago,
Okay.
our number one was splash pad.
Mm-hmm.
And
There you go.
We built the splash pad. This year, our number one was playgrounds.
Okay.
Part of that grant is adding a playground system to the splash pad.
And so
the
so it
state,
tells people lets people know, hey, we're listening.
you have to, because the state gets those surveys and they get the public meetings, and
Oh.
you have to submit all that stuff.
Oh,
And
okay.
they want to know that, man, you're following what your community's asking.
So what kind of playground? What expand upon
This
that?
is going to be, we put in for a pretty big one. This is going to be very aggressive, ADA, all the cushion, surfacing, so a wheelchair can go straight up to everything. It'll be connected by the splash pad.
Okay.
Wow.
about $1 million playground system. And then we add pickleball and outdoor tennis courts, and that's a good one to really look at as far as your public meetings and surveys. A few years ago,
Mm-hmm.
man, I kept telling them, man, show up and vote, and they didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And man, we didn't have tennis wasn't talked about.
Mm-hmm.
This time, man, they pulled everybody together. Tennis was top 5.
So where are those going to go?
They're going to go on the old pool,
Okay.
a tennis court with 2 pickleball courts with lights. That's if we're awarded the
Right.
TDEC grant this fall. And
Well,
then
that means that the high school tennis team can actually have home
Home,
matches.
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Which they have to-
If they ask the
or
right
or
guy.
is that no?
You don't know
If
if you got that
if
many
they beg
courts.
and ask the right
Yeah.
guy, maybe.
well, that's who put everybody in there to
Oh yeah,
vote.
yeah.
But they got these crazy guidelines that you would have to have 4 courts to host a TSSAA match.
But at least they could
But
practice,
they'd have a
maybe.
place to
Yeah.
practice.
Yeah,
Currently,
yeah.
our tennis team, man, they travel to Gallatin or Orlando.
Well, that's the same way with bowling. Our bowling team has to travel to Hendersonville.
Yeah, I don't think the park's going to pull that one off, though. Do you? Bowling
I
alley?
mean, hey, just all we can do is ask. There's been some times I didn't think there was any way at all we're going to be able to finance this, and it comes through. So we'll ask.
Well, you could do, right there at Richland Gym, add just two lanes right there. They can practice right there. At least give them a place to practice.
The gym is a beautiful place. That's all I can tell you. I don't know.
And we're fixing to continue. We're fixing to start phase 2, and that's brand new bathrooms with a meeting facility. And like I said,
Granny 1 and Granny 2 would be proud, wouldn't they?
I hope so.
I just love that gym. I would be devastated if something ever happened to that thing. It's just a lot of good memories. And one, it's beautiful. I mean, it's absolutely a gorgeous place. It just really is. But
I say go back to be fair, to go back to the surveys, number 1 in every community every year is going to be a civic center. The rest of them are a big 2. That was, I probably misspoke a little bit.
That's a good
but,
point.
White Houses was a
So that gets mentioned a lot, Civic Center.
Every survey across every city wants a civic center, and everybody said they would help pay for it.
until it's time.
And
Until it's time to pay the taxes.
White Houses was $27 million.
Mm.
Well, we didn't have $27 million, so we've done the next best thing, and that's
And getting that back.
invest into Richland Gym, and it needed some love. In 1948, the gym side worked out. Man, I'm proud of it. And now we're going to update the bathrooms that are probably the still same stalls from 1948. That's going to be a big.
Laying pipes. everything.
And we're adding where we lost our Robert Coleman Community Center, added parking. We missed some of that rental space, so there will be additional rental space.
That's a good point.
Put in the gym. What's currently now, as you know, is the women's bathroom and the maintenance room.
Okay.
That'll be one big meeting room.
Oh,
So we'll be able to have 2 functions going on at Richland at one time. And then the men's restroom and what used to be the pool concessions, that'll be our 2 restroom facilities.
okay. I got you.
That's how that's laid out. And Los Designs will be having that coming out. I hope by midweek we'll have the bid package out, and it'll be up for about 6 weeks for people to bid. Companies to bid on it.
So it never stops. I mean, you just got the splash pad thing going on, and now you're just diving into the next one.
Kyle, you got to keep rolling.
That's
'cause,
right. You can't slow down.
You're just one election away from everything just stopping. I mean, so you got to keep going, man. Why it's hot?
That was good.
With speaking of all that, how, of course, summer I'm sure is your busiest part, or is it more wintertime where you plan it, and then summertime is where it's implemented everything? What would be your busiest part of the year?
February through December.
There you go.
Now, I meant with the indoor facility that we're using, it does slow down after the visit with Santa and before the daddy-daughter dance in February. So we've got about 4 to 5 weeks downtime, and now the rest
That's
of
his
it.
off season.
Yeah.
I mean, like last week we had the 250th anniversary.
Yeah.
Teamed up with Highland Fire Department. We followed that up this weekend. Currently, we have about 50 vendors in the gym doing a sports card collectibles
Saw
show
that.
today.
Yeah.
Next weekend will be the back to school bash. And then very far after that, 22nd of August, they'll have their first youth football weekend. And then soccer will start in practicing in August, and then games in September.
Gosh.
And in between all that, special events and rentals. But man, that's what we
That's
want
what
to
you
do.
want,
I mean,
yeah,
that's what you
yeah.
want. I mean,
Because
Yeah.
not
you
having
mentioned-
anything going on, that's not how you grow. Having when council members drive by, the mayor drives by, taxpayers drive by, and they see the park utilized.
That's a good
man,
point.
That's how they come on board of more spending, more support.
And that's a good point you mentioned earlier, and it kind of caught me off guard. Thousands of cars could be there going through, and you got to think, oh no, how can we handle this? But then again, you look at it the other way, that's got to be fulfilling.
It is.
Everybody's coming there,
Absolutely.
So I guess you got to look at it that way.
That's why you built the park.
That's right. That's
And
pretty.
to use it.
That means you're doing something right. If
That means
the
we have,
traffic's coming through.
good council support, a good mayor, and a good park staff.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Speaking of the youth, what youth programs are you most proud of right now?
Man, all three of them's pretty solid. They have good people, good volunteers work at all three of our youth programs. They put a lot of time in. They're volunteers. They don't get paid.
Yeah.
They work 10, 11 months out of the year. I think all three of them, man, in a good spot. Soccer's probably got a challenge. They have a new president. This will be Nick Nichols' first year as president. That's
Okay.
always tough. PYFL's looking at a new president this year. Jet and Properties. Johnson, he took over as president. Baseball, they're stabilized. They had a
I mean,
good season.
with youth, you're always going to have revolving doors because moms and dads come in.
Absolutely.
And as the kids grow old, you might have a parent stay 1 or 2 years after their kid's done, but then they eventually fade out also. What I've seen from back when my kids played to now, and we've talked with baseball and we've talked with football already, some of them the board members. It just seems like you said they're still asking for volunteers and for help, but it seems like they're getting a better draw out of their parents now, 20 years later. And I kind of and I'm not knocking parents from 20 years ago, but I mean, people wanted to come out, throw their kids out there, and go, okay, you coach them, you do it. I shouldn't have to pay anything. This, you should be. And that's just kind of, and you have to get involved. I think parents are more involved nowadays. To a point, they're more involved with the youth. They are.
Okay, that's fine. If-
They're more involved than it was
I
back
take my
when we
point.
were.
Well, yeah, but my parents back then were more trustworthy. I mean, they just
Well-
they let me coach. Nowadays, it's like everybody is a great coach.
Well, I'm not getting into the coaching aspect
okay,
of it.
but that's that's the thing. But
Everybody's an expert, yeah.
yeah, that and it's getting more because of social media. It's like you can watch this. Well, I know more than that. No,
Yeah.
you really don't. Because what you're watching is wrong.
Right.
But sorry to get. I just couldn't.
No,
But I also
think a lot
think
of
there's-
it is you was coaching, and maybe you was more tied up in the coaching aspect. For any youth sport to be successful, there's going to have to be parent buy-in.
Yeah.
Absolutely, you're
100%.
100% right on that.
And you're not going to have 100% of the parents that are going to like you or back you on your idea of and I don't want to get into the coaching aspect of it. They definitely ain't going to agree with you how you coach. Everybody's going to have a different opinion on how you're supposed to coach. But at least they need to sit there and make sure what I can't handle is when you have practice, kid doesn't show up. for any practice that shows up on a Saturday to go play.
You're supposed to start.
Yeah, exactly. You get here, how come my kid ain't starting? He played the one play he was supposed to play. It's just. But I really do think, looking at stuff today, looking at the a month ago when we went and broadcasted the 10 and under bananas there that game, to see everybody out there. You didn't just have mom and dad. You had mom and dad. You had grandparents. You had uncles. You had a lot of family sitting out there, kind of enjoying themselves. And then y'all sitting there bringing in the food trucks. I don't know if that was Parks bringing in the food trucks or that was the league bringing in the food
That's
trucks.
going to be the league.
But
that's a new thing. I like it, to be honest with you. I hate to take away from concessions, but it's good to have a different.
It all works out. I mean, because they pay a fee to the league to have. Matter of fact, the food trucks this season for baseball, I can tell you, they used all the money they made off the food trucks to pay the young men to chalk the games every night.
Okay.
Right.
So it's all good. Food trucks right now are hot. They bring a good feel to your amenity. Well, I tell you what we try to do and what my goal is and what I've worked very hard on in the 10 years of director is we don't get in the youth league's way. We try to, how can I help you give a better product? And that's my goal. Man, each group has 10 plus volunteers that are board members. They're working on it every day. I just communicate with the presidents of how can the park system, how can the city help you have a better product? And having that open dialogue, and next thing you know, you're having concession stand built, you're having a batting cage built, you're having nets put on all your goals. Because what the city does is we collect $10 per kid at registration. We for the longest time we was at $5. And man, the cost of cost of maintenance has gone way up. But we're still, we don't make the amount of money that we put in maintenance, and I don't want to. But we needed a little help. We also collect a % of the concessions. Well, the last 4 seasons, ever since we went up, we've waived that fee that they pay us as long as they put that money back into the program. And that's been helping a lot.
Okay.
Anything we can do, because, man, we need the local youth groups to be successful. We need them. Man,
And you don't want to be a roadblock.
Man, I do not have enough. We would have to hire multiple staff members for us to ever get back into operating the leagues. And, man, we're not interested. This way works. Man, you've got just a football group focusing on football. Baseball, just baseball. Soccer, just soccer.
Yeah.
Man, we would be doing what we're doing today and then trying
To get ready for the next
to
one.
get to run a league. Man, I'm not going to be able to give you the same dedication that the parents are giving you today towards that league. So we need those leagues to be successful. Takes a lot of pressure off the Parks Department. And it's starting to spread across other communities. I've had some people come in like, man, how do you give up all the control to the youth leagues? I'm like, man, I have no pride, and I just want what's best for the kids.
Yeah.
So we've got other communities paying attention, seeing how this works.
That's nice when, we talked about earlier when, as you go into different towns, you're going and checking out parks. So it's nice to sit there and go, hey, you've seen Springfield, have you seen Mount Juliet, have you seen Gallatin, whatever. But it's also nice when you have people coming in and going, man, we've been to Portland. You need to talk to Jamie White. And him and his staff and what they do there is great. And then having them reach out to you going, how do you do this? Because now you're sitting there going, look, we are we're a, what do you call it? Come on, give me the word.
Yep.
Not a milestone, but what's the, this is where we want to be, is where Portland's at. They were here at one time, and now they're here.
The standard.
Thank you. There's another word. That's not what I'm looking for, but there's another word.
Okay.
You got to help me out, Kyle. Come on.
Everybody gets it. It's just where they
But
want to be.
it's
because
not.
at one time, Barbara Keene, the parks ran the programs.
Yes.
And gosh, what a nightmare I wouldn't want. I wouldn't want to run multiples.
No.
You know, they did a great job. My son played what t-ball,
T-ball.
and pee wee basketball.
Yeah.
I had no complaints. The programs were good. They were competitive. You know what I mean? But I could never imagine. I always told her, I said, I don't know how you even.
Not that.
You gotta have because you did the umpires.
Yes.
It was like everything, and it just the way you went is the way to go. I agree with you. As long as there's not a lot of popos over there and that kind, everything's settled down.
It is.
You know that's what you're looking for. Is you don't want when you're talking about the mayor driving by and the city council, you don't want to see the little blue lights all the time. You know, that's one of your goals. Is not a lot of blue
So
lights,
considered
guys.
a good day then, if you don't see that.
Yeah, well, for Jamie, I mean,
It
he
is,
does. I mean,
absolutely.
because it is a reflection on him, even though he's got nothing to do with telling the people who's running it, but it is his parks. So,
Well, it's City Park.
well, yeah, but you know, you run them, so you know what I
yours.
mean. They're yours because you're the one who loses the most sleep over them. But you know, they've got to do a good job, and that's one of the things I've no doubt. You want them to be able to have things under control.
Absolutely.
Because things can get out of control
Quick.
really fast. And the way they get out of control is the people that you've got manning the ship in all those little groups. So you do a great job. I think turning it over was a good job, not because you wasn't doing a good job, just the headaches involved with it. And like you mentioned, the people that's got kids in it,
Who's going to care more?
right. It's bingo. You nailed it right there because their whole focus is that. So I thought that idea, whoever's it was a brilliant idea.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to care more. I mean, these.
And it's just natural. It's not saying that the city is wrong for not. It's your kids. You obviously pour in more to your kids in most instances than you would other people. You get a few people that coach that are nuts and just keep doing it because they like all the kids. But the idea was great, and I think it works.
We're looking at these leagues with 300 plus kids now per league.
Wow.
PYFL counting their cheer squads.
Oh yeah.
They're 300.
Yeah, there's a lot. Of
There's 300.
Well, when you go out, talk about the youth cheer. When they go out and go to these competitions and they win, and then they get to go to Florida and Disneyland to compete. I mean, you put that up out there. I mean, you have a little girl, growing up and everything, and you want to cheer. I'm going here, man.
Absolutely.
We're going to Kentucky, and we're going to this state here to compete, and now we're going to Florida. Why wouldn't you? Other than, parents find out they have to pay the trip, for themselves.
Yeah, it ain't free.
But, it's not free, but, those kids get those experience,
One thing locally I would like to see change, and you can say, let's just move on. I wish we could get the Little League program and the programs over here somehow or another on the same page.
I'm with you.
I know you
I've
did.
been in
give
town.
up.
I've been in town for 26 years, and I've seen them go head to head.
I will not
There's
give
no
up.
point in it.
I know it. I feel like it waters down two programs.
It does definitely.
But I mean, I'll root for whoever's playing baseball in this town. We still help out the Little League Park from maintenance standpoint. We still donate equipment. To me, I do feel a little like if we was to pull everybody together, I think two things could happen. I think at the end of season tournaments, we'd be more competitive.
I agree.
And I believe it would take away some of your having to drive out of town to play regular season
Yeah,
games because
yeah.
you would have more players in league, which
You
would
have
give
more
you more
teams,
teams
yeah.
in league, which would let the
Right.
parents be at the house.
Right.
Man, my mom was as dedicated as any woman could ever be to youth sports. I don't know if she could have got three of us to
All that
Greenbrier on a
stuff.
Tuesday night at 7:00.
Yeah. Or
That's a good
Greenbrier,
point.
East Rob, or White
Yeah,
House.
I mean,
yeah.
that has to be tough. I would love to see the local league expand so parents are at the house more on the weeknights.
Yeah, I think it's just, to be honest with you, selfish from an adult aspect. So they need to get it together, be it DYB, be it Little League. Who's cheaper, right? Or scrap them both and do Kyle Ripken. Who cares? The key is those kind of things. What you really want is tournaments that are semi-local that like I like Lafayette. I like being in leagues that are like
Absolutely.
us All right, so maybe get together and look at who's doing what. Like in the old days, you want to stay away from Goodlettsville and Dixie because they were a powerhouse.
We're going to
Yeah.
run you.
You know what I mean? They were a powerhouse, and they were a powerhouse for a lot of non-Goodlettsville kids living there reasons. I mean, they cheated. It is what it is. And if anybody wants to sue me, go for it because I can prove that you cheated. But, so you want to play light programs. That makes your program even better. But I just think those people, whoever it is, need to get together and get it worked
I
out.
hope it does. I know there's been many of conversations, and it just kind of goes nowhere.
Yeah, I'm not into coaching 12U because it's really just kind of boring sometimes. But I would volunteer to be part of whatever if they would bring them together. Whatever they want me to do, clean the bases, whatever. I don't care. But I would be all in 100% if they could ever. Not that it would make a difference because I'm doing it, but I'm just saying
Right.
I would be 100% behind it because we need to do it. It's
Agree
really
with everything
critical.
you just said. I mean, the two, I would love to see them for the growth of baseball in this community. Because now baseball, man, they have challenges. 10, 15 years ago, I never dreamed that travel ball would still be going at a 7-year-old age group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. It's
Yeah.
going at a 9-year, 10-year. So they have challenges of limited players to choose from. I do know leagues have made adjustments where they don't play on Saturdays.
Right, you take the weekends off so
To
you
let
can
the
go do
travel
whatever you
ball-
want and focus on Tuesday through Thursday.
Yep.
And build that and let them go. And then bring them back in the middle of the week or even have that group, the best, be your travel team. That's good stuff. But having local, that's the one thing that has hurt our high school program is spikes not being spikes anymore. Because you had every kid that was going to play high school baseball on the same field. No matter what program you were doing otherwise, we worked it out to make it work. So all summer, the high school team that was going to be the high school team played together with one focus, working their spots. You may have 3 kids playing shortstop for 3 different travel teams. Well, you're not going to have 3 shortstops on one field during the high school season. So it doesn't do you any good. So just having that local feel, even if it's part-time or, during the middle of the week is huge. And I'd like to see all the leagues, every age group, start doing that. And, the DYB would be for it. They, because they don't play a lot of Saturday games anyway. So just everybody's got to play here. On the weekend, you go where you want to, but you got to come back during the week. And I think that would help all the programs out.
Man, keep preaching it. I mean, there's nothing you said yet that I don't agree with.
Right.
And it's a challenge.
Yeah.
And it really is. It's a challenge on these leagues.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. You just keep offering a good product and hope that, man, some come back to you. And many times they leave and grass is not greener on the other side. So
Yeah.
they come back. But, man, there's a few, and I loved it. I mean, there's nobody that loved youth sports more than me. I could not imagine at 8 years old playing 40 games.
Yeah. That's
I mean, I'm not even going to get into the physical aspect of it. I'm just talking about just playing 40 games.
yeah. It don't make
I
any
really
sense.
love baseball, but when baseball was over, I really enjoyed looking forward to football. And when football was over, I really looked forward to basketball.
Yeah.
And when basketball was over, I mean, I couldn't wait to start baseball. And I loved it, but I didn't want to play any of these sports 10 months out of the year.
It's not good for the
it was just
kids.
like
We talk
me and-
about it all the
yeah,
time.
like me
It's
and Coach
terrible
sat
on your
there
arm.
And talked about it. It just, you got to give a kid a break and let him go and just let him decide.
Go play in a daggum creek
just hate
with your
people-
parents with you.
I, I hate when they think that you have to be put into, we'll play league and we'll play travel ball and we got this other travel ball team because you're playing for that D1 scholarship.
No,
Man,
you're not.
I'm just,
You're
that's,
not.
I know.
You're
Let
well,
kids
I've
be
got
kids.
kids that on their travel team, like the hardest thing about being a middle school coach is, think about it, I'm the transition person from the little fields to the big fields. So there's a lot of little little bubbles, of everybody getting all excited about all this stuff happening with Joey playing on a little field. They already got that major league thing going on. And then that's when the transition kind of like you ain't as good as you think you are kind of happens. So I'm a bad guy a lot but I'm okay with that. That's
It seems like you've been
I-
okay with being okay with that.
I fit that role really good. So I'm good with it. But that's just a hard deal.
We appreciate you taking that mantle.
Well, it's tougher than
Somebody's
you
got
think
to do
sometimes.
it.
Yeah. I remember the Taylors. The one of them was a superstar. One of them was just hanging around. Then when they got on a bigger field, it flipped. Right, because the
Yeah.
superstar was a little bit bigger, a little bit chunky, but he was on a small field. He didn't have to move. And the other one that was left was a better athlete on a field. Well, when we got on the bigger field, it kind of flipped over, and the parents hated me. And I thought, I'm not picking on you. Your other kid is now a star. You hate my family.
No, it happens.
If neither one of your kids were playing, maybe you could say I hate your family. I don't, but you could throw that at me. But don't throw it at me if one of the kids is a star now that never was a star, and the other kid that was a star is not a star. It's not got nothing to do with me hating your family. It just is what it is.
To help you out here, it also happens in soccer. The 6U, 8U, there's 12 teams. And then when
Wow.
you're on the 100-yard, the 80-yard field, the 70-yard field, and then, man,
They move
as
up.
they go up, they eventually get to the 300-yard field.
Yeah.
Usually 15 U's, one team or two. And because you have to decide at that point, man, how good am I, and how much time do I want to invest to getting better? So it's multiple sports that not just baseball that it
Yeah,
happens.
that was a good example. The
The
soccer
big field brings in a whole. Man, we're all pretty good at the 6U soccer.
When it takes 10 steps to go from
I
one
was
to the
ready
other.
to play at the highest level ever at 6U soccer. I didn't make it past 10. I mean, I was like, no, I'm not good at this.
Yeah.
But no, you're right on the smaller fields. But it's designed to be competitive. and
Right.
then that's to me, baseball jumping from the 12U to the 13U is one of the biggest jumps in sports. I mean, you're going from 60, 70-foot bases to 90-foot bases.
Yeah, it's amazing.
You're going from a 200-foot fence to a 325, and next thing you know, you used to be able to have a conversation if you're the center fielder with the left fielder and the right fielder, and you're looking now, you're like, man, I've got to cover that gap.
Yeah.
And then the throw from the infielders, from third base to
Yeah.
first
Way
base
more.
at the big field level.
You add 20 feet just to the baseline. Math here is where math comes in now. That stretch from third to first.
That's a big jump.
Yeah. Talking about youth, and I know y'all don't run the youth programs, but have you heard any more? Have you heard any rumors of maybe any new youth programs coming around?
I hope after my goal, sometimes they come through or not. With the construction on the gym side and the construction on the bathroom side, I would like to see. I don't have tell you today the details of what, but I would like to see youth basketball brought back into Richland Gym. And we've been making goals to be able to handle bigger crowds. We've been making goals to be able to. I really, man, that
Yeah.
gym's passionate to me.
Yeah.
And that youth league is passionate to me. And I
Would
really
that
like to
be-
see it get some form of what we can
Right.
handle, some form of youth basketball back in Richland Gym. Absolutely.
So would that be something once the construction is completed, the renovation is completed, everything? Is that something that maybe the Parks and Recreation Department will maybe say, hey, we'll start it. Okay, we'll get the new basketball league in here and we'll start it, we'll run it, and then we'll hand it off after a year or two to parents that want to sit there and be like the football and the soccer and the baseball and the softball and everything. Would that be feasible or plausible? Whatever those words
Or
are.
maybe just start it
Both were
with,
good.
we want to do this. You got our blessings, but community, come run with this.
Yeah.
I mean, eventually that's what you want.
Right.
Yeah, You started one way though, and it'd be
No.
hard to.
No, you can change.
Think so?
Hey, just like riding a bike, hey, next year you've got it. I mean,
Hey, I've learned how to stand up and pedal now, though. It took me a while to get back to
Aw.
that. Dude, when's the last time you rode a bike?
Speaking of, I haven't
Good
worked.
point.
Speaking of
You-
bicycles,
standing up and pedaling is harder than sitting down and pedaling.
I'm gonna get off the rails here real quick.
That's pretty good off the rails there.
And then we'll take a break and we'll come back and get back on the rails. Tour de France is going on. Anybody watch Tour de France?
No, that's too sophisticated for my
Oh
riding
no,
taste.
it's so it's funny because I'm sitting over here for football. You got to be rough, tumble. You want the action and this and that and everything. 6 years ago when I had my knee replaced, and as this is in July when I had it done, I got to watch in the Tour de France, and to watch it for 20 something phases that they race each day, and they get a day or two off in there. I started watching it because of the scenery over in France. That's a beautiful place. So they go into these different cities and everything. And I just kind of look and see how the towns were made and how the
that's why
streets.
sometimes you watch golf.
know,
The
Absolutely.
courses are absolutely gorgeous.
And then they get into the mountain stages. And I really do love, seeing the mountains and stuff. But I started watching that, and I've missed it for the last year or two. But the other day I was watching, it's on now. It's like stage 13 or 14 today. But anyway, I was watching, and I was like, man, it's kind of like curling. Everybody will sit there and talk about winter sports. They're looking for, the downhill skiing, the hockey, the speed skating. But the popular thing is curling now,
I don't
You're
dig
throwing
that
a
either
rock
for
down the
some
ice,
reason.
watching them take a broom and sweep that ice. You got
to have betting lines
gotta-
when you start throwing rocks in circles. Everybody's got to be throwing $1 here that you're going to make it or who they're
But
betting
talking
for.
about the bicycles, to watch them, I was watching it yesterday morning, to watch them start the race. And I'm talking, they are within inches of each other. And you got 200 plus riders. They're all packed in before they take off. It's just, just one little wiggle, and you're taking out 150 people,
Yeah, and it ain't the people. You're taking out some high-priced bikes too,
And,
dude.
and so,
I couldn't. I wouldn't
uh,
even get within 20 feet of some of those pricing on that bike.
but it was fun. It was just funny watching these guys because it was so hot over there. I guess the heat wave is everywhere. But it's so hot over there right now. A couple of days ago, they was talking about the pavement over there was melting because of whatever they used with the pavement. They didn't get into that. But they was talking about, they was riding through. I was thinking, oh, they got storms called for today is what they were saying the other day. And I was like, I wonder if they stopped because of the lightning and everything. Man, it didn't lightning, but it stormed. And you thought, it was the greatest thing. Those riders were just so relieved to have that cold water hit them.
Oh, so they're still
They're
running
still
the race. Yeah.
yeah. And they're going to hit this corner, and man, they're going to wipe out because them tires for that what they are just no tread at all and everything. But it's fun to watch. To start learning some strategy on that, as in you've got the guys will take off, and you're going. They're supposed to take off. That's what they're supposed to do, and they're supposed to take off for the next hour and a half, And the peloton, the big group, everybody, they're just sitting back chilling.
Yeah.
And everybody's kind of drafting with each other. You got your teammates around you to protect you and everything. And then it's like, okay, it's time to go. And you watch, and they got up there on the screen. They got, hey, the guys out in front, they're 35 minutes ahead of the peloton. And all of a sudden, it's like, it's 30, it's 28, it's 15. And they get down to where they catch them toward, and the science of that and the strategy of
always
that is so
wonder
cool.
If a paper, rock, scissors to the poor
gets the-
teammate that's got to
Yeah,
jump
who's gonna-
everybody out and make you chase them, knowing
Who's
that at
going to be the
end,
rabbit?
Yeah.
You're going to
Yeah.
finish 110th.
Yeah,
But man, being the teammate,
Yeah.
that's right.
I
And
mean,
then
anytime you're talking,
if you're in the
elite.
city, and you're flat land, cool. But you're going to be the guy that has to go out first, going up that hill, to sit there and try to make somebody go with you. It's crazy. It's just, but
And doing it in the rain ain't no joke because the worst I've ever fell on my bike was, where the splash pad is coming towards your office on that little hill right there. One day a storm came through and I said, okay, I'm going to go ride. I was doing my normal curve right there, dude. I wiped out. I think I broke my rib, to be honest with you. On a bike, you got to be careful, no
yeah.
matter if you got tread or not. It's
but anyway,
I know you guys, if you'd had videos out, I don't know what you got parked surveillance, but if you'd had that, I'm sure without a doubt you took that home and go, watch there.
Nah, we would never. We would never share that video. You followed.
But you would be proud of me. I finished my ride though. but it hurt. Golly.
They just would have stayed in town, just passed around
Absolutely.
100 times. But with that, guys, we're going to take a small break, get something to drink, and we'll come back. We'll get back on the rails and talk more with Jamie White, the Director of Parks and Recreation. We'll talk about kind of what's coming up. And we talked about it already, what's kind of up with projects and everything. Maybe talk about a little bit behind the scenes, how things work, and what his guys have to do during a normal day and to get ready for events that we hold. You just don't come into a big tournament on a weekend and everything's lined up and grass is cut and and all that. So we'll talk about his guys. I know he's proud of them, and then kind of what it takes to lead a Parks and Recreation and everything. But you're listening to Off the Rails Sports Saturday here on the Portland Sports Network. We'll be back.
In the city or in the woods, help keep America looking good. Give a hoot, don't pollute. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Agriculture's Forest Service.
From phones and laptops to toys and tools, many of our favorite things run on batteries. But when tossed in the trash or recycling bin, these batteries can spark intense fires that are nearly impossible to stop. Battery fires are happening more often. They've destroyed homes, burned down garbage trucks and recycling centers, and, tragically, taken lives. When a facility goes up in flames, trash and recycling services can be shut down for weeks or even months. The good news, battery fires are easy to prevent. Just remember, never throw batteries in the trash or recycling bin. Always tape the ends and drop them off at a safe collection site or mail them in using a certified return box.
Smokey the Bear.
Then you know why Smokey tells you when he sees you passing through. Remember, please be careful, it's the least that you can do.
What you desire, don't play with matches, don't play with fire.
After 80 years of learning his wildfire prevention tips, Smokey Bear lives within us all. Learn more at SmokeyBear.com. And remember,
Only you can prevent wildfires.
brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
This is Coach Danny Thompson, Portland High School Hall of Famer. You're listening to KHS Athletics on Portland Sports Network.
The Commission for the United States Semi-Quincentennial was created to plan, encourage, develop, and coordinate the commemoration of the 250th anniversary of the founding of the United States and recognize Tennessee's integral role in that event and the impact of its people on the nation's past, present, and future. The Commission promotes an inclusive statewide celebration and educational commemoration of America's 250th by interpreting and preserving Tennessee's unique stories, objects, landmarks, and places across our diverse state that defined who we are as Tennesseans and Americans.
You're not gonna get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff.
Mama!
Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Graphic Obsessions on Main is in a larger space and has more to choose from than ever. Tons of Panther designs we can print in minutes. Tons of inventory you can grab right off the rack today. And the amazing new hat bar, where you can customize your own hat. See a design you love but not in your size? We'll print it in just minutes. So many unique gift items right in the store. With the holidays fast approaching, remember, shop early at Graphic Obsessions on Main in Portland.
Two guys drove to work. Neither guy wore a seatbelt. One guy got a ticket. One guy didn't. The same two guys drove home. One guy wore a seatbelt. One guy didn't. One guy made it home. The guy not wearing his seatbelt didn't. Don't risk it. Click it or ticket. Paid for by NHTSA.
Game world or real world, seatbelts save lives.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. How to safely build a fire. How to control the flames. What to do with hot coals. How to secure your chains. But I can only teach wildfire prevention. Only you can prevent wildfires.
Nobody had to tell your grandparents not to drive while using their typewriters. Why should it be any different for us kids and our cell phones? Distracted driving was the cause of more than 3,000 deaths in 2022. Come on, we're smarter than this. Let's put down the phones and focus on the roads. Drive safe, everybody.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
While the hosts and guests are encouraged to express their views, they don't necessarily reflect those of the management of Portland Sports Network, but they likely do.
Welcome back, Panther fans, to Off the Rails Sports Saturday, episode 23. We're here with the Parks and Recreation Director, Jamie White. I don't know why I was going to call you. I've been trying to keep your name right. I don't know what it is.
You haven't even
I was
mentioned...
I was going to say Whitson. For whatever reason, Whitson popped in my head.
That's strange.
But I have no idea.
Because that person exists.
I know it does. I don't know why.
He visits Meadowbrook quite often. He does.
But I don't know why.
That's you keep saying. I keep wanting to say another name, but until then, I didn't know what that.
And I don't know if that's it. I don't think that was the name. That's just what's popped in my head real quick, and I have no idea.
So it's different every time.
Yeah, it's different.
Just call him Jamie. Just leave it at that.
Yeah. But anyway, welcome back. We were talking about kind of the projects that you got going on. We've kind of talked about this already, but for somebody who missed the first part of the show, what's the current projects that y'all are? Well, what's the current project that you're most excited about? You only got one project going on, or you have like 3 or 4?
Well, we always got a few projects going on. I mean, the big project currently going on is, we're in the last stages of planning to start construction to the bathrooms to Richland Gym.
Yeah.
But right when we're in the middle of that, I would consider a project out at the golf course. Last year we put in the irrigation system.
Mm-hmm.
Now we got more grass growing than we're used to, so we have to change that whole mowing system around.
So we're doing stuff at the golf course.
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's part of the parks department.
Okay.
Today they're on survival mode, like with the high humidity, sucking the greens dry. Even with their new irrigation system, we'll have 2 guys out hand watering the greens.
Wow.
Most of the day. It's tough. Golf course is doing about as good as we ever dreamed it would be doing.
That's what I was going to ask. So business doing pretty good.
Yeah, it's
staying
amazing.
Pretty busy over there.
You take a parks professional out of the golf course and hire a golf professional, what type of success you would have.
That's amazing. Right?
Yeah, shocker.
Who would have thought that?
Yeah, when we brought Marty in,
it's just grass.
Yeah, that's how we got it. Hey, you make the soccer fields look good. Y'all can do that. But Marty is absolutely rolling out at the golf course. And that's why I was so excited when the day came that we was in conversations of hiring a golf manager, and he didn't just laugh me out of the room. Like, man, you mean I have a chance? And he's been there over 3 years now. So, man, he's got his his stamp on it, and it is tee time only.
Really?
I mean, we went from trying to stop traffic out on 109 to have it detour through our parking lot to hope to get a couple of rounds of golf to now, man, it is a nice day and a nice round of golf.
Wow.
You play golf? Kyle? Coach Larry, you play golf?
I drive a mean cart, let me just tell you.
You'll mix the drinks for 'em.
Well, I don't mix the drinks. I'll drink my own drink. Is it legal to have a drink
No,
on the
it's
golf
not.
course?
No,
See?
That's why you don't go.
Yeah. Not a municipal golf course and a Baptist mayor, So no, we do not have. Now we'll sell you the coldest glass of water you could possibly get.
There's nothing better than good glass of water.
Absolutely. And then some projects. It's we are going to be doing some little extra time spent on the disc golf course. We've got a gentleman that puts in some larger tournaments that's really interested in hosting one this fall at the park. So we're giving a little attention there, but a lot of resources is going to getting the soccer fields and football fields ready for the upcoming season. We're fixing, we're 4-day-a-week mowing.
Yeah.
Top dressing. We're fixing to start painting the fields, and that never quits, it seems like, but that's a big part. That's a project.
Have you asked the high school to borrow their turf tank?
Yeah, I saw
Have you
that.
seen that?
Yeah.
I know Coach Hicks and them, we used it for the first year we got it, and then we kind of quit using it because every now and then you gotta love technology. It'll glitch.
Yeah.
And it went around trying to paint numbers, and it just took off and just started doing circles. And so we had to come back with green paint and erase those numbers, and then had to almost hand paint. But yeah, it's cool that you can just sit there.
Processor control, computers break.
That's just cool that you can sit there and you start at a goalpost and go, okay, give me a football field, and it goes up into a satellite and goes, okay, a football field should be this dimension. And buddy, it takes off.
We have had it. We've had a couple of vendors could stop by and give us a presentation.
Yep.
$45,000 investment. Absolutely. We're not there yet, but we're closer than we've ever been. Of the seasons extending,
Yeah.
We used to not have our staff prepping ball fields in July. Man, they were able to maintain the other 200 acres of the park. But with these seasons being so aggressive, we're closer than we've ever been to look at an avenue of like that.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got support from our local leagues that maybe that would be a financial,
contribution to where they could help.
To help.
Yep.
We're not there yet, but
yeah,
man, it is actually being looked at as man, how much could this benefit the city parks and the youth leagues?
Yeah. What would you say is the biggest park improvement in recent years?
Probably our LED lighting. I was very, very proud of
on
that.
The baseball, football fields, on
walking
everything?
trails,
Yep.
on inside our facilities, inside the gym, inside our offices, just adding LED lighting to the park in general. That was big, to the volleyball, to the skate park, to the walking trails, to the parking lots. Now we're trying to take that a step farther. We need to, and that's why it was part of this year's grant cycle, is requesting LED lighting to our sports fields.
Mm-hmm.
Richland Park's 27 years old. The lighting system shows it. The parking system shows it. They're 27 years old. That's how many people were coming out, 27 years ago. So,
I know everybody everybody, when that football field was, the youth field was right there on your left as you come in, everybody wanted to park right there.
They still do.
You know, and then nobody wanted. Now that y'all moved the field over to where, you know, kind of in the middle of the whole complex, you'd think you'd park, you know, want to park over there, you know, the bigger parking lots, you know, and so.
I wish I could convince you that it's closer from the baseball parking lot, and this might be
To the
where
football field?
It is.
Oh, yeah.
It is. Now maybe with the back entrance, maybe, and that's another thing that we
They'll come in that way, and that would be the first parking spots they see, and they'll park right
We
there.
desperately have to take some of the pressure off those front two parking lots. We're
Yeah.
looking at getting them paved and striped, but we need some pressure off that area.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody comes in, and you know, we get nervous, and we got to park, and we got to get there. So, man, we shoot for that first spot. When on the other side of the hill, there's 400 more parking spots.
You got people now you're parking in spots. They're over there on the side of the road and everything, off in the ditch, halfway
In the
off
grass.
the ditch. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, and
Filling up your office complex. And
everywhere, everywhere. As long as you're not on playing surface, hey, whatever it takes. But adding LED lighting to our facility, well, that was bigger than just an overnight plan. That took a couple of years to implement.
And I know we talked about this earlier, but kind of reiterate, kind of what projects do y'all have on the horizon? Not just next year, but maybe a year or two down the road.
any plans to expand the walking trails?
The
I mean, it's a nice. I'm not saying you need to. I'm just wondering.
The first phase of any improvements to the walking trail is, one, we need to pave them, and two, we need to widen Meadowbrook. We need to get it back widened. With that back road and some back access areas that are opened up, there has been some conversation on extending the view and the length of the walking trail at both parks.
I mean, it's a phenomenal trail already. So
is.
I wouldn't go in where it needs. But of course, when you're on it, you want more. you know how people are. It's like, this is a great trail. You want to go further?
I agree, and I think now that we've opened up some parts of the park that wasn't open up to the
Right.
public, you know, that walk down the back entrance down towards Jim Courtney and circling back around, that's nice.
Right.
We're now down by the amphitheater, by us adding the shop down in that area, I could see a walking trail.
I can too. I think that'd be a great place for a
going
walking
through
trail.
there.
Yeah.
It's not one or two on the priority list, but the good thing is improvement of the walking trails was high on the list in the survey.
Right.
So we will be looking at putting some revenue.
Because it's really nice. The park is a really nice
man, there's
trail.
some-
I mean, it's phenomenal.
Some wonderful spots for scenery at Richland and Meadowbrook Parks, but expanding the walking trail, not as far off as you would think.
Right.
Absolutely.
And I love Meadowbrook. I'm glad you're keeping your eye on that.
We're trying.
It's-
We do, and I love it. And we have 50,000 cars coming through Richland at 200 acres. We have, shockingly though, man, 3,500 cars, 4,000 cars coming through Meadowbrook. It's a challenge. I hope long-term plan in the next few years, my goal as Parks Director is I would like to implement a maintenance crew of 2 that just maintain Meadowbrook and then help maintain City Hall area.
Right.
Keep that staff at Richland, but have a crew at Meadowbrook year round.
It's a beautiful old
It
park.
is,
It's absolutely gorgeous.
And man, we've through the LED lighting, through the amenities that we brought back to Meadowbrook Park. Man, I remember the day I was given a leadership Portland tour of Meadowbrook Park, and I could not sit there with pride on my heart that this was part of us. And ever since that day, we brought in the dog park, man. We brought in the playground. We brought in volleyball court. We put in new LED lighting. We paved the basketball court. Man, we put some resources into Meadowbrook we needed adults back in Meadowbrook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good point.
The kids being by themselves was never good. So what do kids dislike? They dislike LED lighting, and they don't like adults. So we brought LED lighting and adults back to Meadowbrook, and man, the numbers are showing that people are coming back to Meadowbrook to enjoy their park
It's a
experience.
great park. It really is. It's small. Yes, it's a small footprint, but it's a great.
I love it.
I do too.
I-
It always makes it just does weird things to me whenever I pull in there. Me and my wife try to go over there as much as we can. No, it really is. I mean, ball field used to be over there years ago, and at one time it was our only park, right?
Yeah.
So, I've spent, our puppies died, I don't know how many years ago, but we brought her up walking that park, and every time I'm there, I think of her.
The walking trail is easier for older individuals. It's not as aggressive as the walking trail at Meadowbrook.
Right. But it's a beautiful park, and then you got the cow pastures. How many times you go get a foul ball in the cow pasture? Remember the other teams? We just say we're gonna pick them up. Don't worry about hauling over this fence. We don't want you city guys to get hurt.
Yeah, we get a conversation. Hey, y'all gonna drag the ball fields for practice? I was like, man, I don't know, but I tell you where I started. Our first 10 minutes of every practice was take your glove and go out there and pick up the rocks. You had a 10-minute rock pickup, and then Cal would get loose on you, and then park maintenance or probably the coaches were dragging the field with a pickup truck.
Right.
And now we're going to, it blows my mind sometimes that, man, we're out here for hours manicuring a ball field for 6U baseball. Like, man, we've come a long way. Absolutely.
Talk about a little bit behind
That was a good story. I like that.
behind the scenes. What would surprise people about running a parks department? What can you sit there and tell people that they really just don't understand, that you think that they wouldn't understand?
Man, the park is open 6 a.m. to 11 p.m.
Ugh.
You're used, you understand the park system during your window, 7 days a week. And we're no longer a community of 5,000. I mean, we're pushing 15,000.
Yeah.
And to be able to keep up with all the different interests. But the biggest thing is when you're not there, the park is still open.
That's a
7
good point.
days a week.
We only see it, or the average person only sees it during this little window here.
Right, and like Jamie said, you see it during your times. Do you realize how many people in the morning go to the park and do their walks and stuff? It's phenomenal how many people go over there. The few times I'm up that early, which is, I don't make it a habit because I'm not a morning guy, but when I've been that way in the morning, there's religiously people doing their workouts over there every single morning.
I know back when my kids played youth back there in the early 2000s, there were signs, keep off the grass, keep off the soccer fields and everything. Do you all still do that? Because I know there's be some people that is going to get into, and I'm not bashing this, but, take their shoes off, go walk in the grass.
Well, some you got to, though, because the field's got to grow back.
Yeah, I understand.
And
I'm not saying that you're over here just
right. Well, and
digging
there's
holes in
times like
everything,
on
but-
Sunday, there was a lot of soccer usage over
lot of
there.
soccer.
And, when the field is in its
They're
downtime.
just trying to find a place to play.
Right, which no one's dogging them, but they got to understand, too, when you're on a maintenance, and I'm sorry to speak for you, but I know some stuff, but I know when your field you're trying to make it as good as you can as long as you can.
Yeah.
So if you wear it down, then it's not going to be as good as it can for a long time until you get it back up. So there's times they got to shut stuff down.
It's a challenge.
I understand what you're talking about. And sorry, I understand you're talking about, but I wasn't talking more or less.
Okay, my bad.
No, 20 kids getting on there playing a game. Hey, let's go play. We're over by the park. Let's go. We're going to go over to the park and we're going to play backyard ball. And you get onto a field, and you're running out. Like you said, I can understand. Hey guys, you got to get off. But you got one or two that want to go out there and maybe meditate in the middle of the grass or something, something like
During
that.
the day, man, we kind of leave that.
I'm sure they can find grass somewhere else. But
No, what threw me is the sign thing.
It is
because
at
you do
times.
have signs that say the fields aren't open.
It is. I mean, it's a tough challenge.
Yeah.
But we also, we've got leagues that pay us money to maintain the fields. So during the season, we do limit some game playing on every single day. Somebody's at the fields playing.
Right.
There's no right or wrong answer to the question you've asked
Right.
me. It's tough.
It depends on what aspect of it. Like what Coach Thayer was saying. That right there, I totally understand. Yeah, you got to get off of it. You got to let it grow.
It's been an issue, but with some of the soccer players that show up on Wednesday to get a couple of hours in, is not realizing on Sunday, man, we have a 25v25 soccer game going on. every Sunday for hours.
Unscheduled.
Unscheduled
Pickup.
adults.
Kind of like pickup basketball. You know, you go and you wait your turn.
And
you
that's
know,
every
and
Sunday,
you got-
even if it's raining
And that
or
can
anything.
spread. That could spread very quickly. So we try to keep the two front fields, 1 and 2, open for public play.
Yeah.
And then we try to limit the game play on the game fields. I'm not going to tell you at times you haven't been asked to leave, but, you know, rain has everything to do with it. When we're maintenance, it has everything to do with it. When we're irrigating, the seasons are so long now that our window of repair, there just comes a time that there's only one way to help a field.
Yeah.
And that's have nobody on it.
Yep.
It has to recover.
And it's little things like on a baseball field. I always have to get on to my kids and other kids.
Stand
They like
somewhere
to
else.
they like to throw in front of the dugout. Well, and I explained to them, look, think about what part of the field gets the most traffic in front of the dugout. So just please go warm up in the grass where there may be a piece of grass out there that's never even had a human touch it yet. Go out there and visit that grass. This grass, it doesn't need your visiting it right now.
Yeah, we're more lenient than we've ever been because it's hard on staff to police.
Yeah.
But everybody comes to the first field closest to the parking lot, and they all kick in the same goal mouth.
Yeah.
And it just gets the snot, and they're like, well, move the goal mouth. Well, if I move the goal mouth, now we're going to have 2 goal mouths.
Yeah.
So we're just going to beat this one to death, resod it, beat it to death, and resod it. But if we move,
then you got 2 of them. You got to
now
do
we
it.
have two goal mouths.
Yeah.
And it's always the ones closest to the parking lot, you know.
Yeah.
But it is a challenge that, man, I haven't perfected yet, and man,
I don't know if you can perfect that.
It's
you know?
hard because
unless you put a fence on it.
We want you to
and
utilize
lock
the
it.
field.
Yeah.
We do.
It's a park. That's what you're
just
supposed to do.
Certain times, it's probably not the best to utilize the field at that moment.
Right. What? Speaking of all that, how many employees do you have under the Parks and Recreation?
All together in Parks and Recreation, man, we have 28. That's including golf staff, office staff, security, maintenance. We have 28 individuals employed in the park staff.
How many do you have that go out, maintenance-wise, that go out and service the fields and stuff like that?
Altogether, parks and golf, 8.
So what's involved in maintaining a park? Do we have enough time for that?
Yeah, well, there's some, like I said, it's open.
So if you was in charge of Richland, maintenance-wise, you're one of the Richland maintenance guys over there. Your day today would be what?
All right, today was an easy day. We've done all the work Thursday and Friday getting ready for today's event.
Okay.
Today you're over there just maintaining the restrooms. But Thursday and Friday we've been cleaning the restrooms, stocking fixing any light bulbs that are out, hand mopping the floor to get it ready, having the trash cans all up, cleaning out the kitchen so they can have the kitchen available.
All in the concessions.
All in the concessions. And then we'll turn around real quick because at the 2 o'clock today, we'll have to get them moved out so we can move in a rental party coming in this afternoon. And then in between rental parties, we're going to have some basketball training. And after the basketball training tomorrow, we have a 7-hour-long graduation party.
So is this
It's a
all
challenge
at
Richland Gym
okay,
this
at the
weekend.
gym?
So it ain't a 40-hour week job for sure.
It's 40 hours in one
Man,
day.
We're 7 days a week, and then at this time, this is when it's okay though. Man, during the interviewing process, we don't hide any of this.
Right.
Going into what we get into, man, we're a 7-day-a-week operation. The city council and the mayor, we pay OT. We do, but we also,
and that's a big deal for the city.
We also have
budget.
to utilize a lot of part-time staff to help keep some of the OT numbers down. So, and then we have 3 security guards that are watching over the parks that do the unlocking and turning on the lights. We don't have, other than myself, we don't have an employee that's on call. It doesn't mean I won't call you.
That's good.
We try to, but I try to staff it when we know we're going to have heavy use.
Yeah.
Like we had somebody there this morning They were getting the gym ready, unlocking, making sure the trash cans, but at the same time, they're going over and doing their morning work that's required
Normally
at the splash pad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the splash pad doesn't know that it's Saturday. It just knows that it's another day, and you got to get it backwashed, clean, bathrooms ready to go. Probably nobody, you're talking about what people don't know.
Yeah.
Every hour and 15 to hour and a half at the beginning of each shift, these men and women that are real good at prepping the fields and getting them ready for ball fields, man, they're janitors. They have to go in and clean the bathrooms and run trash every morning, and that's 7 days a week. That's probably the job.
And that starts the day.
That starts the day. And you don't know from that 4 o'clock what might have happened at 7 o'clock. And then you fix whatever was broken the night before. And man, we got a lot of pride. You vandalize it tonight, man. We want it fixed before you can share it on Facebook that you did this. And then you come back to show your buddy that oh man, it's cleaned up.
Wow.
Park users don't want to see a mess. I really put a lot of focus on trash. Park users will give you a little bit of grace if they come in and, man, the place is cleaned up. Man, they're going to cut you some grace if that toilet paper roll happens to run out.
And that's one of those things. If everything's done right, you hear nothing about it. But you let it get out of hand, and that's when...
We got like 14 rooftops that we maintain.
Golly.
And a public service announcement, if you take your dog for a walk, clean their mess up, please.
We have multiple locations of poop bag containers, and shockingly, sometimes I haven't done a good job to let people know this. At Meadowbrook, we do have a fenced-in dog park for big dogs and little dogs, and that's utilized quite a bit too. But that is a challenge, of picking up after your dog. The walkers, they don't like that.
Well, it's your the thing is, it's your dog, it's your kid, it's whatever you want to call it. It's your responsibility, and
these are true park conversations right here.
Yeah,
a couple times a week.
And when I'm in the park, when I go by people to do it, I always tell them thanks. They look at you shocked. I say thank you when they're down picking it up, and they thumb you up like, do you think I wouldn't clean up after my dogs? I didn't say you.
No, they just thumbing you up, going, man, I hope this weirdo gets out of here.
No, people appreciate being friendly sometimes.
At Western, this was not a class, but it's comes up in conversations at least weekly.
It's called the experience part of it.
That gentleman the other day says, wonder if there are aliens. What are they thinking when they look down and they see a human with a bag on their head cleaning up after their pet? Like, who's in charge here? So it is a topic, but that's one of the many aspects that goes into you having a good visit at the park.
Yeah.
That's a big part of it. And we just ask you, man, if you bring your dog, be nice and clean up after your dog.
With the weather that we've had lately, it's hot, it's humid, and then all of a sudden, and we all know it, you can have that pop-up shower. It could sit there and be for 5 minutes. It could sit there and be for 15. It could be enough rain to flood, like the other day. It could be just enough to sit there and make it even worse. Everything. How does the Parks Department prepare for severe weather?
Well, we keep the phone app on us 24 hours a day at this time of the year, man. You're looking how far can we go away from the shop? How far? It's one of your daily challenges, but you don't complain at any time when you get a rain shower. The turf needs it, the infields need it, the dirt needs it, everything needs it.
Do y'all do anything like if you got people out there playing on the playground and they're playing on the fields that are open and everything, storm comes in and all of a sudden it gets bad? Not saying that, but you might have a kid or two that decides they still want to play in the rain, but you got lightning. And I know with activities with the high school and stuff, I think it's 8 or 9 miles, that we have to shut down and wait for the lightning to go by. But there's nobody out there with the lightning app when the kids are out there playing everything. Do y'all have to go out and start telling people, hey, you got to take cover?
The leagues do.
Okay.
the leagues do have that lightning out.
If they do, yeah. But I'm just talking like it's a Saturday. There's nothing going. It's just
Saturday,
people.
A couple kids, man.
They're out there on their
Depends
own.
if they vandalized the week before.
Yeah. Who's the kid? No. It's always safety first.
Right.
110% of the time, it's safety first. But our weather, implement weather is, man, you've got to get yourself out of the park.
If you know it's coming,
absolutely.
If you know it's coming, do y'all lock the park down? Or it's just it's your uses your aggression.
You can't lock the park down because some of those kids might need that restroom facility as their shelter.
I got you.
Very good. So
Which that's good here because there are a lot of places to get out of the rain. There's many times on my bike, I rush to the park to get under a top to not get soaked.
It's not as tough as you think in 2026 with so many phone apps. But regardless, I mean, I was just sitting there Thursday, a couple lightning strikes come down. I look at the camera system, man, they never let up on the splash pad. Now, at Saturday's event, we did go up there, but we were so close to closing hours that we went ahead and shut everything down 30 minutes early and say, hey, due to the storms in the area, we're going to go ahead and lock this facility. But if it was 11 o'clock in the morning, now we're just going to, hopefully you go to the car, wait it out,
burn up to get out,
and come back. It gets difficult because if you warn your park users once, then you have to warn them on every single storm it comes through, or you've taken on the liability.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
So we're posted that, man, it's kind of, man, even at the golf course, we don't come get you. It's your responsibility to, man,
to be smart.
Protect yourself. You are holding an iron rod at a golf course, and but it's so complicated when it comes into liability.
Yeah.
That, I mean, if you do it once, then the park user is going to expect you to do it every time. Now, youth leagues, the way it runs is we maintain the fields, and at 3:00 every day we open or close the athletic fields, and at that point, the youth league has taken over responsibility of the program.
Okay.
They have to make some tough decisions on rain showers that comes in, but we're always close, and we can see that, man, right here, your heart might be a little bit more involved than your mind. I don't mind giving a text or a phone call to one of the local league presidents, say, hey, man, I don't know, man, this one's probably better we just come back tomorrow. Because there's a lot of stress of getting people there, and is this one we can wait out? Is it wait out, or is this one that's set in on us? It's tough. It's a big part of the job, but apps and cameras and radars are your friends.
What is going on to John's topic here with the dogs? What's the strangest thing you've encountered at the park? That you can say on the radio or on the podcast here?
Man, I don't even know, because there's many days that I can be like, I never dreamed I'd ever see that.
It's the what the heck is going on here?
Is John Thayer involved?
No, John, man, John behaves. He just takes a lap around and he's gone.
And I'm slow.
His wife comes in daily and she gets her laps in. Man, that's the state
It makes it
PG.
interesting.
I'm just gonna be like, nah, man. Every day's you've
seen some things. We'll put it that way.
You never know. I think that's what makes Parks and Rec kind of fun. It's like, man, I wasn't dreaming I was going to see that today.
Get to do a lot of people watching.
You do, but you also get to have a lot of fun.
Really?
Fun conversations of, that you never dreamed that you was going to have a chance to talk to that person today, and that's where it would take you.
That's a good point.
What? How is the department funded?
General fund, taxes, sales tax, and property tax. What fees that we charge, it's not even enough to cover any of our expenses. It's just an add-on, but we're part of the general fund. And now remember, police, fire,
That's all
they're
part of it
part
too.
of the general fund. You know, and the chief goes up there and wants a fire truck, and I'm over there asking for a slide. You know, like, man, that
I think the slide's going to win.
It's a tough sell, ain't it?
It is. Street department, you know, need roads
Yeah.
paved, and I'm over there. You know, I'd really like to have lights for the ball field.
Maybe you should rock paper scissors that
No,
those
I lose
conversations.
that. You just put together a budget, and man, have Mayor Callis really likes you having your 5-10 year plan, you know, and working off of that. But there's sometimes that plan just doesn't go the path that you thought it was going to go with spending that's available at this time.
Yeah.
It's the number one challenge of
I can imagine.
any city department's job is funding. And we all can give you what's
Ideas.
here.
Yeah. Yep.
How much is that going to cost? Well, you know, a perfect example, I might be out in the public and, yeah, man, that individual comes and talks to me and like, man, I'm over there like, yeah, man, I want you part of the park board. Yes, absolutely. But unfortunately, everything that you just said just come up to about a total of about $4 or $5 million. And man, our operating budget is less than $1 million.
Probably one important thing is not take it personal.
No.
But you know what I'm saying? Because you got your thing and you want it, and no, we can't do it. You gotta. You seem like you handle that well. Just take a good deep breath and go, oh man, I really wanted it, but I can't get mad, and I can't. You know, I'll just wait till I can get it.
Yeah.
You're really, and that's what I've noticed about you through the years is you're just like me. I'm like, what? But you're like. I'm gonna go egg your house and all that stuff because you didn't vote for my thing. But you've always had a really good personality where you're just not. You just take it
Let's
as
just figure out another way to approach it.
Right.
All right, they didn't like that way.
And even if they liked it, but they didn't have the money because they
Okay.
needed a fire engine, you're going.
Absolutely. So
but you're good
instead
at
of-
just relaxing and.
Instead of doing 18 holes of disc golf right out of the gate,
Yeah, with 9.
can we do 9?
Yeah.
And start building up
Yeah.
our impact fee, which is another way of funding is impact fee, and we utilize that a lot until it gets built back up. And then we'll add the additional 9. Let's compromise.
Yeah, you're good at that, though.
Well, you have to be at the park system when you're working against police officers and fire
Yeah, yeah.
officers and paving streets.
Right.
You know, you got to know your lane here. Of there's one thing for sure we all want is when we request the help of fire and
Yeah.
police, you want them to be there.
Yeah.
So you work it in where you can. There's just a strategy behind it, and just put down a 5, 10, 15-year plan and demand do the parts that are available to you. People just want us to keep moving forward. Like the splash pad, that was 4 years in the making, 4 years in the planning.
Wow.
And, it's up and running, utilized heavy every single
yeah.
day. Man, we had a little rough start. I mean, yeah, man, we put a playground on concrete with water.
And slides.
Things are going to happen. It ain't going to go
And
smooth.
now the newness is coming off of the pads. And what I see is when we first started, we had this conversation earlier. When we first started, man, all the parents were kind of just hanging out. Now, man, the parents are involved. They're out there. They're kind of monitoring the situation. We felt like it was always going to work out. There was some newness into it. It was new. It was a new amenity. But remember, we didn't replace the pool. The pool was still operating when we
Start
made
playing.
a decision
Yeah.
on the splash pad. We closed the pool after the splash pad was already in the works.
Right.
But I wasn't okay just having a couple of wands coming out of the ground squirting water. And we had to make it big enough for Portland growth.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one of the first ones of its kind. Was it the smartest thing to put a playground in the middle of concrete with water? No, but just water fountains wasn't going to be enough.
Right.
We wanted to add an amenity to the park that other cities, and we talked about this earlier, we have other cities coming in now, and I was watching other cities for 7 years before we made a decision on the splash pad.
Oh, gosh.
There's not a splash pad between here and Cookeville I haven't visited. But there was a lot of kinks in the system when they first came out. Hey, maybe we don't need to be first. Let's let some of this work itself out. You know, White House
And
added
find out
theirs,
what
and
all that
Springfield
is.
added
Yeah.
theirs, and Gouldsville added theirs. Like, man, let something. They were having some. These communities were having some issues. Let's let some of those kinks get out, and
And go find out what they did to fix those kinks.
White House more than anybody.
Ooh.
Good golly. And just White House in general, just the concept, and White House doesn't fit, right? Because White House is just so politically they're just a different mindset than anybody that I even hang out with. So I can't imagine any fun that can tour somebody maybe getting hurt in their city and them being able to handle it. It's just, I mean, that's the way on baseball. I mean, if they try to do everything where even a ball's not going to ever hit a kid on the field, it's like not going to happen. I'm going, okay, I'm not sure how that works out. But anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to throw White House under the bus. But whenever I get the opportunity, I'm going to. But
You
anyway.
look like you had a little pride about that. I tell you, White House does at times make my job difficult. They do, because people see White House parks and say, hey, we want that.
Yeah.
Well, man, I hate to tell people we're just nowhere close to each other currently at the revenue coming into one park system to the other. White House has, they just built a $27 million civic center. We're putting $1.3 to $1.4 million in renovating a 1948.
But look at their infrastructure. They've got a Walmart. They've got a Kroger's. They're getting a lot of tax money.
They're getting ready to explode because, like I said this before, everybody in Nashville moved to Franklin. I went to Brentwood, now to Franklin. Nobody wanted to go past Franklin because it's 30 minutes. So they went to Mount Juliet. Mount Juliet blew up in the last 10, 15 years. And you see what they are now. Nobody wants to go west toward Dixon for whatever reason. And they're coming.
I-40, how that?
And so, but there's nothing from
I
Nashville
know, but it's
to
a
Dixon,
nightmare out that way.
So
It's
it's just,
always
there's nothing from Nashville to Dixon, though. That's the thing.
That
At least,
might be why they're not
at
growing
least
in
you've
that
got
direction.
some little things from north of Nashville, east of Nashville, south.
Absolutely.
But everything's now coming north, and that's why I think Portland's going to blow up also, because it's going to bypass. It's going to hit White House sooner than us. The growth is going to explode. You're seeing the bypass coming in. Everything west of town, out toward 65, all that farmland eventually is going to get sold, and you're going to see houses, apartments, and it's
Yeah, I
going to
think
blow
all
up
you got to
too.
do is look at Liberty Creek area and see how much it's grown. Can you remember
And
15
so,
years ago when you drove out there? I mean, it's unbelievable,
I
the
think
houses.
The newest census came out. I heard the mayor, man, I'm not quoting, paraphrase. We are growing, but not at the rate of White House, Gallatin, Henderson.
Right.
I think we average about 50 to 53 homes built a year.
It's coming. They're
like,
going to flood White House, in my opinion. They're going to flood White House, and then White House can't go nowhere.
Eventually, yeah, absolutely.
And then it's going to come to us because we're still 30 minutes off
Absolutely.
of 65 if they get everything going and construction gets done.
But
And
my son's a junior, so it looks like due to
he a junior?
He's a junior. I think after next year's realignment, speaking with Ferguson, I believe we're going to stay right where we're at.
Oh, okay.
So he won't have to just enjoy the 5A, 4A basketball.
There you go.
But it's
You got to
coming.
think about those things.
It is coming, absolutely. And
that's where I think the football team eventually will be 6A.
when
You know,
we're talking about park amenities, park growth, man, we probably could have financially built the pool that we took out. But
Understood. Yeah.
That was a 1972 design.
Yeah.
For us to make it a financial commitment, man, we're going to have to build a pool that we see in 2045.
that can handle 15,000 census and not a 4,000 census.
Absolutely. And that's a challenge for us, is when we're making these decisions on these long-term ones that you want amenities to stay around for 20, 25 years.
Right.
Now, we're not going to be 13,500 25 years from now.
That's a good point.
So now, can we build it to match the 2050 population? No, we cannot. But we can build it to not match 2026 population. And we keep that in mind on all of our construction.
Wow.
I know we're toward the end here and everything, but a couple more questions. Just, if funding wasn't an issue, what dream project would you want to do?
I'm just like the community, man. Civic Center. Absolutely. Multi-stage, multi-level, multi-gymnasium. On the back side, a hitting cage. On the front side, basketball. In the back side, weight room. It would be
all in one area.
It'd be a multifunctional civic center with plenty of parking and plenty of staff and somewhere for the youth to utilize every single day.
If you could add one unique attraction to the park, what would it be?
Unique?
Yep.
No money, unlimited funds.
Unlimited funds.
A walking area along the creek at Meadowbrook. A sidewalk walking area, creekside. Absolutely. Would love.
Now, would you have to take care of the creek?
Yeah, we have to take care of the creek. We do. That's part of it. But with the right landscape and the rock bed, a walking trail, you kind of go down there and sit at a bench at 6 o'clock and watch the sun go down and man, hear the water rolling. That would probably be a unique feature that I'd love to see.
Wow.
Long term. No money options here is a sitting area at the creek at Meadowbrook.
How can the community support the Parks Department?
Man, talk to us. Instead of getting online, not knowing any details, I will talk to you anytime you want to talk about Parks and Rec. Man, you have a complaint, man, come to us. If you have an idea, come to us. Hey, I'd like to see this, man. Come talk to us, man. We take a lot of pride of having an open door to talk to the community about what they like and what they're concerned about. Absolutely.
How can people volunteer?
Volunteer. For me, man, get with your local leagues. Man, get with PYFL, Portland Soccer Club, Youth Baseball. Man, get with your leagues. Man, find out where they could use help at. It'd be so nice you volunteer so that mom doesn't have to work the concession stand while her son's playing ball.
Yeah.
Be nice that the dad doesn't have to, or the mom doesn't have to take up money at the gate while their son or daughter's participating in the program. Get with your local leagues. And when these companies call, want to be part of the park, want to advertise in the park, I send them to the local leagues. Man, invest in these leagues.
Oh.
Real quick, just a couple rapid fire. We do with the students and the athletes come on. Favorite food?
Spaghetti.
Home cooked?
Yeah. Yeah. Me home cooking it, but home cooked.
Favorite restaurant?
Zaxby's.
Oh, you must be real happy what's coming in, ain't you?
I'm thrilled to death.
I thought he was going to say 205 West. Well, never mind. I'm on the wrong side of the road.
Yeah.
I thought that was going to be your favorite restaurant.
In that area.
Yeah.
No, I don't mind eating at the house.
Zach, so what's your go-to?
A chicken sandwich.
Just normal, just
just good.
What is that? A number one combo there?
No,
I don't know what it is. I don't ever go to Zaxby's.
Tender, probably 3-piece chicken tender. Here, locally. Sit down. Probably old Charlie's or something like that. Man, I'm Parks and Rec.
I don't say you're old school, man.
I am. I really am. And I'm cheap, man. And I don't want to spend any money.
All right. Y'all got any questions, guys?
No, it's been good.
No, appreciate everything you do.
And
Got a great park system. I personally enjoy it and utilize it often, and you do a great job.
Got great staff that, man, care a lot about this community, and, man,
that's what they need to do. If you see a maintenance guy out there, stop and tell them thank you.
Absolutely, because they care a lot about the product and the amenities that they're providing to this community. A lot of pride in the park staff with this community, and I think that goes a long way.
Well, guys, I appreciate you, Jamie. I appreciate you coming by, and I know it was a last second kind of. I don't think we called you until like Wednesday or Thursday or something like that. So
Usually the summertime fill in while the coaches and everybody's taking their last
That's about when we do have you, ain't it?
Absolutely, but
I was
I
told
don't
some
mind
time
it.
ago too. It's my fault.
No, these coaches, they're in their last relaxing moment weekend probably before they don't.
Well, this week here started the acclimation week, so they should have been in just helmets and shoulder pads, talking about football wise, and then next week. I know the middle school has a scrimmage next Friday at the middle school at West Middle School against Rucker. So
New year
5:30.
this year. It's going to be
one
kinda
team.
See how this works out.
They really do like. There's a lot of kids out there. I've been at the practices since they started this summer, and a lot of the coaches are really excited about having all the kids together for the first time and everything. So because now you can actually go through practice and have extra kids going. And I heard a coach say this the other day. Man, last year we couldn't even go. We had to go half line, and we can only do 2 or 3 people at a time because we never had enough. And now we got enough with kids standing, waiting to do things. So, and like you said, if you took the little league, put them in with the other, you have more kids who have the ability to play. But with that, you have more teams. Here, you got people who can play. It's not so much about winning, but you have kids that's going to be able to participate, and they're still going to participate.
And look how much more competitive practice reps you're going to get.
It is
against.
And it's not
hard.
a safety issue either, because I can tell you last year watching East with 25 kids, they start having injuries, and now you're down to kids who I ain't gonna say shouldn't been playing.
They're not ready to play.
Body was
Yeah.
not ready to get out there and
you're
be
away
hit
from development.
from being hit by 8th graders and being playing at that speed. They were not, and all of a sudden the injuries really piled up, and you're getting ready to hurt a kid that could it could damage his growth spurt or whatever, or get it to the point where he's like, I'm not really up to this. I don't want to play this sport no more because whatever it may be. But East really had a tough time finishing the season there, and that's where I'm not saying the kid shouldn't have been playing, but it's
just not quite ready.
It's body wise, they was not ready, And this way here, you can help protect kids. But anyway, it is. The next week is, I think, fall camp starts for the high school. Excuse me. I think they starting. They've been in the morning practices this past week. All through the summer, they start afternoon workouts and practices starting next week. So
you do.
It's all here, So
I was a real good helmet and shorts football player.
That's about how you are right now. And nobody really wears pants anymore. You got your I can't remember what you call them, but the little jocks or the shorts that have the pads already in them. You throw them on and you put shorts on.
Your girdle or whatever.
Your girdle.
There used to be a girdle. Is it still a girdle?
Yeah, it's a girdle. But you put your girdle on, and you're not. I know
My
the
bad.
referees on Friday night. Yeah. Well, man, they'll be on you so quick because your knees are showing. But you really don't need the knee pads.
I still have my high school. They used to our older uniform. They'd cut them, make them shorts for like practice.
Yeah.
I still have those, but you don't want me to put them on.
No,
Let me
please
just tell
don't. We appreciate it.
But anyway, we appreciate you coming on, Jamie. We really
thank
do.
you.
The information you gave out. I mean, there was a ton of questions. We could have sat here for another 2 hours. I think we could have been a 4-hour podcast today.
Bring Zaxby's in and everything.
And we could have sat there and discussed, everything, what was going on. I know it was just a small brief on what's going on. But, anybody listening or listens later on to the podcast or whatever, get a hold of Jamie through the Parks and Recreation and everything. If you've got ideas, if you want to sit there and not so much as complain, but, tell him a good job or got ideas of what you saw from another park or something, or you got something that you want to throw out to him and see if he can take it and run with it.
Or they can email you, right?
Absolutely.
What's your email that you would prefer people to send to?
No, it's you can get it all online, but
Okay.
Jamie.white@cityofportlandtn.gov.
And the good thing about that, and I know this is the newer age, but it gives Jamie time to read it on his time. Like if you just call him on the fly, dude, he could be knee deep and digging something up or helping his guys.
He could be a little dog
or
poop
he
or
could be cleaning someone's. But if you email it to him, then when he gets inside the building, kind of take a drink and calm down. Then he can read what you have to say and digest it and then respond back to you or take it up with other people. But, hitting people on the fly like that sometimes can be tough. I'm not saying don't call him, but I'm just saying you probably get a better. It's more respectful if they'll just email you, since everybody can do emails.
We'll do emails. Calls,
I know you're a great
in.
guy. You'll
It's
take it any
okay.
way you can get it.
We'll fake it till we make it, man. We'll figure it out.
But with we say appreciate Coach John Thayer being here running the board for us. Voice of Panther basketball and baseball here,
And
Colin
soccer.
Eden, and soccer. We're going to add soccer to you. I need to start adding that to you. So.
Yeah, once a year, one broadcast a year.
I'm Coach Miguel Medeiros. Again, appreciate y'all listening in. This is Off the Rails Sports Saturday here on Portland Sports Network. And as always, go Panthers.
Nobody had to tell your grandparents not to drive while using their typewriters. Why should it be any different for us kids and our cell phones? Distracted driving was the cause of more than 3,000 deaths in 2022. Come on, we're smarter than this. Let's put down the phones and focus on the roads. Drive safe, everybody.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.